Call of Duty tier list. Listen, I love Call of Duty. I love to play it. I have my really good times with it. I also had really bad times with it. As in, currently, it's bad. I'm not enjoying it as much as I can. Let's just say these modern Call of Duties are a bit of a problematic, but I want to talk about them, obviously. I will be talking about them in depth, but let's go over some of the games that I've played and what my thoughts are. Listen, just like other tier lists videos of them, not everything are going to be agreed with everybody else. It's my own opinion, and if you do have a different opinion and if you think something shouldn't be there, comment it out, tell me, and tell me why. Also, but before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe. You know, it's big of a help helping a little small channel like me who's really irrelevant. Yeah. But let's go with it. So, Call of Duty. This is the first Call of Duty that was out. I personally didn't play this game, but I've watched my brother play this game. I remember he had a PC back in the day, and I was still little, like I'll say somewhere around 7, 8 years old. Back in the day, you know, I didn't really have a console. I couldn't play. I was always watching my brothers play. Um, and there's this specific mission that's been stuck on my head on this game was the Russian mission where you had to. It was based in Stalingrad, and you had to pretty much run across the field. You were out of boat, and you had to run across the field, and you did not have any gun. You did not have any bullets. You had to go over some dead body. Like, I remember in a mission where you had to ask your commander, "We don't have a weapon," and they were like, "If you want to survive, you have to pick up another man's gun." I'm just elaborating this. It's like a memory stuck in my head. I'm not entirely sure if it's that as accurate as it is, as I mentioned, but it's still engraved in my head, man. I remember that mission, and it was actually moving. And to think about it, what Soviets had to go through, which is actually real, because historically they didn't have the best rations in terms of ammunition, guns. In some part of the war, that did really happen. And yeah, I really love this game, and it kind of is the game that started all. And fun fact, they actually created Call of Duty, the first one, obviously, in essence of copying Medal of Honor, because Medal of Honor Frontlines was a massive hit back in the day, and this is Activision's way of trying to compete in that marketplace. So Call of Duty, first one, obviously in today's term, it's outdated, but back in that day, it was actually really fun game. On that end, I'm gonna put it on good because I don't really remember as much. As in, obviously, this kind of deserves to go on never played, but I've watched it greatly with my brother playing. It's good. It's good for its time. It's good for what it done. Obviously, it wasn't as the best Call of Duty because Medal of Honor back in the day still outdone Call of Duty. Medal of Honor was on another level, and Call of Duty was trying to compete. Call of Duty 2. I remember I played this game, but I don't really remember anything about it. I should make another section on the bottom here saying I don't remember. I'm just going to put this never played. I know I played it, but I don't really remember much about it, so there's no point of me saying it's great or not. But from my understanding, from what I've seen and what I've heard, it was pretty much the same as Call of Duty 1, but it's just more of Call of Duty 1, if that makes sense. So I don't really remember much to comment on it, so I'll just leave it to never played. Call of Duty 3. Now, this was back on PlayStation 3, I believe. This was like 2006 this game came out. Fix me if I'm wrong. It also came out on PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3. Obviously, I didn't have PlayStation 3 when this game was out, so I didn't play the PlayStation 3 version, but I did play the PlayStation 2 version. And on that one, I think there was total 14 missions? 14? Or was it 11? Was it 11 or 14? It was trash. For me personally, this was trash because of the amount of missions there were, and I don't really remember much about it, but I remember I was a bit shocked that there was only 14 missions and it ended so quickly. Obviously on the PlayStation 3 mode, I believe there was more of a multiplayer aspect, but on the PlayStation 2, that was not the case. It was the case, but you had to have some sort of wire. Listen, I didn't have that opportunity to experience that, so I'm just going to put this on bad. Listen, judge me all you want, but I'm just going to put this on bad. I remember it did leave a bad taste with the amount of missions it had, and I was done, and it wasn't as special. I'll just say that. But which Call of Duty? Was it Call of Duty 1 that, just going back to it, was it Call of Duty 1 that had that segment with the potatoes? Like, Sergeant Nikolov, why is there no grenades? There's no, we were supposed to be only from potatoes. I love that scene, man. I love it. But going back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare, boy. Now, Call of Duty was decent, but Call of Duty Modern Warfare is where it changed the whole gaming industry. This game is, after this game was out, literally everybody tried to copy this game, because this game has revolutionized the whole FPS genre. A lot of the times before this game came out, a lot of the World War II, I mean, as in the FPS shooter games, was pretty much World War II. A lot of them were doing World War II, World War II, World War II. But Call of Duty Modern Warfare was the first game to take it to the next level, to the modern warfare. I absolutely love this game, man. It's nostalgic, but also at the same time very memorable. From amazing characters, Captain Price, from Soap. Like, this game has completed, like, it basically structured one of the best campaign, best characters, best multiplayer. It genuinely invented, it genuinely pushed the gaming to a next level. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, greatest of all time. And I think from this moment on, this is where Call of Duty started to shine, because this is where it exploded. Back in 2007, I believe this was, and it was massive. Everybody was talking about it, everybody wanted to play it, everybody wanted it. This was like biggest mainstream. And since then, yeah, Call of Duty exploded. It became a thing where a lot of people were talking about it, and this game had everything, man. From amazing maps, guns, sound effects. It was the one. It was perfect.
And I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Call of Duty World at War. Listen, a lot of people might have not liked this game back in that time. Like, you know, they were like, oh, we're back in World War II. Like, obviously, there was a lot of bloating around World War II games. A lot of people were pretty much fed up and were done with World War II game. But for me personally, this is one of the biggest underrated Call of Duty games out there. Why I love this game is because of its brutality of war, the way it portrayed war. It did not shy away from showing the brutal side of war, especially on the campaign. When you go on it, it just doesn't show you, it just shows you subtly, and if you look around, you will see it. For example, there was a scene where Russian soldiers were just not massacring, but basically doing war crimes, just killing German soldiers. That they were showing really the brutal side of the war, and I think this game genuinely just elevated it for me. We have seen a lot of like World War II games, but this one was the one that actually showcased the brutal side of it, and it was really well made. And you have to give credit where it's credit's due, because also this game kind of started the zombies, because I believe it was a Easter egg at first, and from what I've heard, like I have to see, apparently Activision didn't even know that it existed, and then there was a dev who actually put it as an Easter egg on the end of the mission, and it basically blew up, and it became its own thing. So for me personally, I just love World War II, but I also have to say it was fantastic. It did have its ups and downs, it did have its downsides, like for example, it was still very limited compared to Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but overall it was a solid experience, especially the campaign. And you have to actually, one thing I haven't really mentioned was the music. Jeez, that introduction music it's just goosebumps, bro. It's just amazing. Absolutely love it. So I do believe this one goes on fantastic. It's basically between the greatest of all time and fantastic, but I'm just gonna put it on fantastic here. Modern Warfare 2. Listen, you think Call of Duty Modern Warfare transformed all the shooting genres? Boy, this game is one of the best times of my childhood, man. Genuinely, I couldn't wait to come back home and just quick scope with our friends on Rust. And this is 2009, I believe. Yeah, this is 2009. I believe, like, I remember coming back from secondary school every single day, getting on my PlayStation 3 and playing with friends, setting up private matches on Rust. Yeah, absolutely chaos. I absolutely love this game. This is one of the most unbalanced Call of Duty, but it quite made one of the most funnest Call of Duty as well. From broken snipers, broken noob tubing. No, noob tubing was a massive problem on this one. Genuinely, it invented more. It made it even more crazy. Like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I believe it was a bit more serious. This game was a bit more Hollywood in terms of the single player. It was more like boom, boom, like there's more explosions. It made it more. It took it less serious, but it was one of the most funnest multiplayer experiences I've had. And let's not talk about the Call of Duty lobbies, man. This is where it all responded. Boy, yeah. Listen, today's kids would never fucking survive this lobbies of Modern Warfare 2. It also had a lot of like extra game mode, like for example, Call of Duty World at War had zombies. This one had Spec Ops. It had all sorts of additional stuff, and also gun customization was next level. For example, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, you were only allowed to insert, I believe it was two. I believe it was only one or two attachments. But with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, you could have the bling attachments, and you can actually, have more than two attachments, which made it a bit more exciting. On the other hand, you also had like a perks, like perk pros. Boy, I remember somebody had like fucking Commando Pro, and motherfuckers will be like fucking knifing you across the map. But yeah, man, it was fun, and yeah, greatest of all time. It was the golden days of Call of Duty. So, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty World at War. This three is the base. For me, personally, is the golden days of Call of Duty. I absolutely fucking love it, man. Absolutely amazing to play. Boy, it just brings so much more memories. Like, it brings so much memories, and I would love to go back to them, man. Going back is Call of Duty Black Ops. Listen, a lot of people loved Call of Duty Black Ops. A lot of people enjoyed it, what it gave. It had an amazing story. It was like mind fucking story. I believe, like, when I learned the truth on that story, as in, should I spoil it? As in, it's been like what, how many years now? When you came out like playing as the Mason, boy, I'm still mindfuck about it. It was so well fully crafted. In terms of campaign, it was 10 out of 10. I think Call of Duty Black Ops had really amazing campaign, and I absolutely love it. It kind of set up establishment of new characters like Call of Duty Modern Warfare did, like Mason, Woods, which is still relevant to today because they're still making games with those characters inside Call of Duty. That's how well they are made. But in terms of multiplayer, I am going to be honest with you. For me, a lot of people enjoyed it, but for me, I didn't enjoy it as much. I don't know what it is with Call of Duty Black Ops. I did not enjoy it as much. And the reason is, it's kind of a bit difficult to explain. It's just, I didn't like the vibes of it. I didn't like the guns. I didn't like the whole atmosphere of the game compared to Modern Warfare. Maybe is it the time frame? I don't know, but it felt a bit weird for me. And when I say weird, it's really difficult to explain, but I was a bit more bored quickly than other games. Obviously, what carried it for me was playing with friends, still doing private matches, but the problem was snipers were nerfed. Snipers were really, really nerfed, and it didn't feel quite as good compared to Modern Warfare 2, because it took forever to aim. I believe Treyarch did not like quickscoping, and it's understandable why that is the case now when I'm looking at it now, but what made Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2 fun was that fan element of those kind of stuff. Like, Call of Duty became big from quickscoping and no scoping. Like, let's be honest, it was a massive thing, and I don't know. For me, I was a bit bored of thingy. It's not a bad game. I also like talking about that. It's just maps were also mid as well. I'm still going to put it on good, but for me, it's between mid and good. I don't know. I'm thinking of putting it mid. I'm just gonna put it on mid. Look, listen. Mid is not bad. Mid is not good as well. It's okay. It's mediocre. It's good. It's okay. And I know a lot of people going to disagree with me on this one, like, because a lot of people love Call of Duty Black Ops, but for me, it felt slow. It felt uninspired. It just felt the same. Maybe I was going through some sort of how do you say? It's like, you know, when you play something for so long and you just burn out. That's it. That's the word. Burnout. I was actually maybe burnout, but I felt it was a bit more boring compared to the other 3 games that came out from 3 years, like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and World at War. Compared to them, it felt a bit more boring. It did have a good elements on it though, like they added the first time customization. You can add face skins to your characters. There was more elements on it. And let's not forget, obviously, the zombies are back as well, and they were fun. Was it this one? No. Anyways, I think the zombies were good on this one as well, but what I want to say is I did not enjoy as much, and hey, personal opinion, remember that. I'm still, look, listen, I'm still coming back to it. I might just put it on good. Or mid. It's just right between there, just so you remember. It's just between here. But going for Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Not many people enjoyed this game. Not many people loved it, and this comes from me as well. It goes on mid, and I'll tell you why. It consisted of many of the fun elements from Modern Warfare 2, but with less fun aspects. Modern Warfare 2 was all out there, unbalanced, but it was pure fun. Amazing maps, amazing guns, and obviously some of the stuff was imported. It basically felt like a DLC. It felt like a Modern Warfare 2 DLC, but with less fun elements. Let's just say that. When I say that, it was because it just felt like a nerfed Modern Warfare 2 game. And it felt like a DLC. There was not much difference. So when you look at it, like, this is like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, after 5 years of Call of Duty, since Call of Duty Modern Warfare, you know, there was no innovation. There was no difference. It was pretty much exactly the same thing. So some people can say that's a good thing, you know, people really love Modern Warfare 2, so there's no need for a difference. But I didn't enjoy it as much as well. And this was mainly because of the maps. There were no memorable maps in this Modern Warfare 3. And it wasn't as fun. I don't know, I did not enjoy as much. I did play a lot, don't get me wrong, but I think it was mid. As in, you can put it in between mid and bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. No. I say mid. Mid is a perfect position for it. But it did have its ups and downs, but it was mostly the same. And I think at this point of time, a lot of people were kind of having a bit of a burnout from Call of Duty, because, like I said, it was pretty much exactly the same as the other ones, but with less fun aspects and shittier maps, maybe shittier guns. Pretty much same, what is it, music, not same music, but it was pretty much same, what do you call, like, sound effect elements. Obviously, it was also the game that ended the campaign for Captain Price. It was basically conclusion to the story of Modern Warfare, and campaign-wise, I think it was good. I think it was good. I can't really remember it much, but Modern Warfare 2's, I forgot to talk about that one, but Modern Warfare 2's campaign was really good as well. Like, it was really memorable. But Modern Warfare 3, I don't really remember it much, other than the last mission where you had to go into like this city, and with Juggernaut basically, kill Nikolai, the terrorist guy. Also, coming back to Modern Warfare 2, I know I skipped a lot, but boy, the campaign on this one. Don't forget, man, no Russian. That made a massive news. I forgot to talk about that, but yeah. But I'll say Modern Warfare 3 was mid as well. Black Ops 2. Now, this one was... I think this one was one of the biggest innovation that Call of Duty got ever since Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare, because it was mostly near future, and a lot of people enjoyed that kind of. Like, it kind of added more elements in terms of tools and ways of playing it. I think I've enjoyed I've actually enjoyed Black Ops 2 more than Black Ops 1. What I will say is the campaign was still fabulous. The campaign was really memorable. But it wasn't as good as Black Ops 1. I'll tell you that. I still enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. They did still add those... I think it was on the campaign. It was actually like there was a multiple choices. So whatever you do, like for example, your choices kind of bit matters, so you can have like some different type of results on a campaign. So that was really cleverly done. For example, as in obviously spoilers, but it's been like what, decades now. So for example, when you were on a sniper mission, you can either shoot Mason on the head, or, and which a lot of people did, but if you shot him on the leg, he would have survived. So there's so many ways of completing this campaign, and there's different type of like what do you say? There was a different types of ways to finish it, and that kind of added replayability. Multiplayer was fun. They added like a new type of guns. It was mostly like the guns we have currently, but they kind of made it more futuristic. Yeah, I think Call of Duty Black Ops, it was great. Black Ops 2 was great. I enjoyed Black Ops 2 more than the original Black Ops, but yeah, man, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. As in, it can even be fantastic, to be fair. Let's just put it on fantastic. It had amazing campaign. It had really good multiplayer, and it was fun. And obviously, people's favorite, Nuketown, is back as well. So it was a solid time, solid game. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Good one. Call of Duty Ghosts. Bro, don't forget about the dog man. Do you remember when they announced this game? They were bragging about the fish, the fish mechanics. Look at this fish. It's a next gen. Look at this dog. Listen, single player game, it sucked. Multiplayer, it fucking sucked. This is one of the worst Call of Duties out there. It basically goes on trash. I'll tell you why. In terms of multiplayer, the maps were the one that killed this game for me, because they were overly sized. They were massive. So it will take forever to find people. Listen, I love slow-paced games, but back in the day, I didn't love that one. For Call of Duty, it doesn't suit. And when you have a massive maps, it was basically really, very poorly designed. It was genuinely poorly designed. It is what it is. It's poorly designed maps, and that's what killed the game for me. And obviously, the guns, the whole atmosphere of the game, it was just no good, man. I'm just gonna say trash. I know a lot of people would agree with me. A lot of people think Call of Duty Ghosts was trash, and do not come here with revisionism with me. Like, I'm not going to establish. Do not come to Call of Duty Ghosts was so well, bro. Even critics, people back in the day, like, check it out now. It was trash. A lot of people hated it. A lot of people despised this game. A lot of people did not enjoy this game. It was trash. Graphics were trash. Maps were trash. Guns were trash. Everything about this game, even the campaign, was trash. It was shit. It is what it is. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So this game has two options, right? There is one side of people who love this game, or they find it okay. Then there are other type of people who hate. And when I say hate, they hated this game. I remember when they announced this game, and everybody was excited. Like, for the first 3-4 months, people were praising this game. And rightly so, it was really well done. It was really well made. And people were praising it because it was different. It was one of the biggest difference Call of Duty has ever since Call of Duty 1. Because this time, it was futuristic. There was jetpacks, like you can just jump, slide. It was crazy movement system. It was new. And it was quite refreshing, I'll say that. A lot of people enjoyed it at first as well. They were really positive. But suddenly people hated it in the middle of the game. They were like, they hate the jetpacks. Personally, for me, I absolutely love this game. I think this is one of the games, one of the Call of Duties I spent so much time on. And obviously, friendship kind of matters because a lot of my friends were playing this game and I played a lot with them. So obviously that kind of factors in it more. But for me, I found it so satisfying. The guns were so satisfying. That one bullet sniper was really satisfying to get kills with, boy. I enjoyed it. The maps were really good, well designed, and it was designed for this kind of movement specifically. So there were so many types of game elements, and I think I loved it because it was different, it was unique, and it was a game changer. Call of Duty was becoming really stale. It was the same thing over and over and again. You know, like in Far Cry 3, when Vaz said, "Do you know the definition of humanity?" It's the same thing over and over and over again. Exactly the same thing was going on until this game came out, and it kind of revolutionized. But it also brought the doom for Call of Duty. It did. The reason why it kind of brought the doom for Call of Duty was because of the battle packs. Is that what you call them? Or let's call them loot boxes. This is the game that introduces loot boxes, and it was massive. At first, people didn't really know about it. Like, they were like cheering for it. Like, people were really positive about it. Like, yes, we can earn some cosmetics with it, or you can just buy them. Until they started adding gun variants into the game. So, for example, if you had, this is just an example. Like, I can't really remember the name of the guns, but let's say one of the best guns, like SMG. If they had a variant in the game, they'll add a different type of variant, like a purple variant, into a loot box. So what happens is, somebody can pay money and they can end up having a loot box and they can end up unlocking one of the best gun in the game. So it's pay to win. So pay to win elements started to come into Call of Duty. And at first we didn't really see it, but it kind of started happening and people start realizing, oh shit, this is not fucking fair. This is pay to win. Like, what the hell? This is not fair. And yeah, Call of Duty seen it. At the end of the day, they made billions. And I'm not talking about millions. They made billions from microtransactions because of these loot boxes. So this kind of started bringing the negativity into Call of Duty. It does have a lot of negatives. The campaign was superb. It was really next-gen feeling type campaign. Like, I remember the motion capture, the bases and everything. It was really well made. They had really famous actors in there. But for me, I spent so much time playing this game. I absolutely love it. I enjoyed it. I love it. And I know a lot of people are going to hate me for putting this, but it was fantastic. It was fantastic. Listen, I'm saying this one more time. Personal opinion. This is what I think. And you might hate this game, but for me, I absolutely enjoyed my time playing this game. I absolutely loved it. I remember I built friendships with this game because I was playing with these random people. Then we became really good friends. And oh man, it's one of my favorite Call of Duties out there. Listen, I'm not the type of person to enjoy jetpack kind of gameplay. Like, I even said it with my Titanfall gameplay video. I hate running around like a headless chicken. I prefer more down-to-earth, boots on the ground type of gameplay, but I absolutely enjoyed my time. And if I enjoyed my time, I'm not going to force myself to hate this game. I love this game. So this is going to go on my fantastic. I was going to put on a great of all time, but I don't think it deserves that one. As in, I can just put it on. It's between great and fantastic for me. But I'm just gonna put it on fantastic. But it's just in between, just to let you know. And the reason why I would put it down is just because of the loot boxes, which was downfall of Call of Duty. But let's move on. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. What do I think about it? I didn't enjoy it. No. I hated it. I did not enjoy Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Listen, again, a lot of people think this game was amazing. A lot of people praise this game non-stop. A lot of people play this game still. This is one of people's like greatest Call of Duty game, but for me personally, it was one of the worst ones because do you remember when I said Call of Duty Advanced Warfare brought in loot boxes? Treyarch, every single time, even till today, it's one of the biggest and dodgiest companies out there with loot boxes. It's one of the biggest pay-to-win game ever. I know there's going to be some people like, but you can unlock the guns if you play the game. But listen, I'm not going to spend 1,000 hours just to unlock few fucking attachments for a fucking gun that I need. It was so bad. You had to get basically, it wouldn't even promise you a gun that you're going to get from loot boxes for free. The thing is, it was so pay to win. It was so bad. It was so bad. Then again, the jetpacks returned as well. But this time, they even elevated it even more. Now there's wall running. Now, listen. Similar timeline. There was a game called Titanfall also came out. Titanfall 1. And it was a big hit for EA, obviously. But it was only on Xbox, I believe. Yeah, it was only on Xbox. But Call of Duty seen that game, and it was made by original Modern Warfare 2 creator, Zampella? I can't even say his name. But what I'm trying to say is Call of Duty seeing it, they kind of got inspirations. You know, they love to take some little bits and bots from other games. So what they did is they copied the movement fully. So you can actually, on Call of Duty Black Ops 3, you can wall run, jetpack. It was wild. It was one of the wildest Call of Duties ever, bro. Like Advanced Warfare, yeah, there was like a... I don't think there was wall run. No, there was no wall running. There was only just jumping, like crossing up, sideways, left. It was crazy, but Call of Duty Black Ops 3 kind of made it even more crazy. You can wall run this time. But for me personally, I don't even remember. I think the campaign was really bad. Yeah, the campaign was really bad. Campaign was really bad. For me, multiplayer was really bad as well. It was basically forgettable. It was bad. It was just Black Ops 2, but with more advanced guns. Better graphics, let's just say that, but listen. I know a lot of people praise this game. But it's trash. Alright, let's not put it trash. Let's put it on bad. I'll just put it on bad. I wouldn't put it on the level of Call of Duty Ghost, because Call of Duty Ghost was one of the worst fucking games I've ever fucking played. But I'll tell you that. I'll say this is the one. I already can see a lot of people going to disagree with me here, man. Like a lot of people going to disagree, but Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is fucking trash. It's bad. If I could, I'll just put it here. I hated this game. I didn't like the maps. It felt a bit more cartoonish. So it technically took you away from that seriousness of Call of Duty. The campaign was shit. The multiplayer maps were okay. I don't really remember much other than Nuketown still. Like, that's the problem with Call of Duty. As the more games start coming out, they're becoming more forgettable. But I hated Call of Duty Black Ops 3. It was one of the biggest pay-to-win games ever, man. Like, there's a new gun out on the store. Good fucking luck trying to fucking unlock it, because guess what? You have to go loot boxes. It's basically gambling. It's gambling. It's one-on-one gambling, and a lot of people were forced to spend a lot of money on it. So, for me personally, yeah, bro, not for me. Not for me. Moving on. Let's try something different, right? Call of Duty Mobile. Trash. I tried it a few times. It's trash. I don't like mobile games. I don't care. I'll just put it on never played. I just played one match with it, but I'm not a mobile player, so I can't really discuss. But the time I had with it, it was actually trash. I don't like playing mobile games. I think all mobile games are trash, and this one was specifically trash as well. I'll play never played because I feel like playing just one match with it, it doesn't count, and I'm not really a mobile gamer. So, do I really have to say anything else? As in, it's riddled with transactions, if that's what you want to say. I'll put it in trash. Right, next on the line, Call of Duty 2, Little Big Red One. Listen, this one was specifically created for PlayStation 2. And I believe it was created for PlayStation 2 because I don't think PlayStation 2 had Call of Duty 2. They had the little red one, right? So this one was specifically created for consoles. I think it was created for Xbox as well, the original Xbox. It was pretty much the same as Call of Duty 1, pretty much. Exactly, same engine, same gameplay. I believe it was fun. I think this was a fun game for me. I was still a child. I don't really remember much about it. I remember I played a campaign. I finished this one, but it was such a long time ago. You have to understand, I'm like, what, now 29 years old? And I was 7 years old when I played this one. 7, 8 years old. So it's been such a long time. I don't really remember much about it. I did play it, but I don't remember it. It was mid. I'll say it was mid. I don't know. I need to put a new section where... Listen, I'm just going to change this guilty pleasure. I'm just going to put don't remember. Oh, can't even spell. There you go. I think I'm going to put this here. And I believe I'm going to put Call of Duty... I didn't even do that one yet, I think. No, I think this is good. I think this is enough, but... Listen, I remember playing it, but I don't remember much about it. I think it was pretty much exactly the same as Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 2, so there wasn't much really difference on it. I remember Call of Duty 3, I played it, I was a bit shocked with that one, but it was pretty much the same. If I can remember it, I'll do something, but I genuinely do not remember it, so I don't know what else to say about it. So we'll leave it there. So Call of Duty Finest Hour, it's pretty much exactly the same as Call of Duty, you know, this one, Call of Duty 2. I think this one was also made for the consoles. Listen, I don't really remember much about it. I know I played it, I enjoyed my time with it as a kid, but I don't really remember it, so I'm still going to put I don't remember. I don't remember anything about this two. It's just I know I played them, but it was pretty much exactly the same as Call of Duty 1 and 2, and it was pretty much the same thing, but with for consoles. I don't know. I don't really remember much, and I'm not going to rate something that I don't remember. I'm just going to be honest. Like, for example, Call of Duty Heroes as well, this one. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Is this a thing? What is Call of Duty Heroes? Hold up. What is Call of Duty Heroes? Call of Duty Heroes was a free-to-play real-time strategy game published by Activision and developed... Okay, it's a board game. Announced that the game would no longer be available from December. Oh, it's a mobile game. Okay. It's a mobile game, so it belongs on trash. I don't really know. There's 2 more on the... I never played this one. I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is either. So... I don't know, brother. I don't know. Let's go for Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. This is exactly the same game, Modern Warfare Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare that came out in 2007, but they remastered it for the next gen. This was PlayStation 4 back in the day, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. I loved it. As a person who played this on my childhood and coming back to this game, especially after the game that I'm going to talk about next, it was amazing. Listen, Call of Duty Remastered was so nostalgic. It's exactly the same campaign with better visuals, exactly same multiplayer with same multiplayer maps. It was my fucking childhood dream, man. I loved it. The graphics were so nice, but the only problem, Activision decided to add loot boxes to this game. Do you see the trend here? Ever since Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, because of these loot boxes, they make, and I can't blame them because they're making shit tons of money. There's a lot of stupid people buying these loot boxes. They're making so much stupid fucking money. So what they do is they add these loot boxes to an original OG fucking game, to a remastered game. People hated it. I hated it. But I'm not going to let that diminish my experience. It did not affect me because one thing I've loved. Wait, hold up. I think they did add guns to the loot boxes. Just because of the loot boxes, I'm not going to put greatest of all time. I'm just going to put it on fantastic. As in, it kind of deserves to go on great. I'll put it on great. I'll tell you why I'll put on great. Even though the game was amazing, it brought back so many memories, and it did everything correctly, from visuals to, you know, bringing in the original experience of the game. It also added the stuff that we do not want to see in the Call of Duty, and it's genuinely ruining online multiplayer games, and it's this microtransactions. They bought them in, they bought the loot boxes, and it ruined the experience because they added new guns. They added new guns to a loot boxes, so it was pay to win again. But this time, they kind of added this mechanic where you play the game and you can have, from what I remember, it was a gear system where you can actually either, it's like if you have a duplicate, I believe it was a duplicate. If you had a duplicate, you get like a gear system, and you can actually use those gear systems to get more loot boxes and whatnot. I think that was how it was from what I remember, but why did they have to ruin it? I don't know, but it was fun. And to be noted, to be able to get Call of Duty Remastered, Call of Duty 4 Remaster, you had to pre-order Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Now, obviously, after a year, they kind of changed it. You can buy it separately, but yeah, let's talk about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, because that one is the most hated Call of Duties out there. Rightfully so, maybe, but it was genuinely hated by everybody. And when I say everybody, I am not exaggerating. It was one of the most disliked video on YouTube. Was it that one? No, it was Justin Bieber, but I think it was one of the most hated gaming video ever. One of the biggest gaming, like, hated gaming trailer ever. It broke world record. That's how bad it was. It was bad. A lot of people hated it because of futuristic moments. As in, you have to think about it. Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and Infinite Warfare, they were all futuristic games. People absolutely hated it. People hated it because they had enough of jetpacks, they had enough of futuristic elements of the game. People do not want to play in a futuristic game. They did not want to play with jetpacks. They had enough. Because a lot of people were kind of reminiscent of the old days, the golden days. Got Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty World at War. People missed those old games and they wanted those old games back. I believe with these jetpacks, Call of Duty was going a bit too far because it became a different game than what originally it is. And a lot of people hated it. And Call of Duty Infinite Warfare pushed it even more further. This time you can play in space. In space. People were like, what the fuck is this? They disliked this game so much, man. And one thing I remember is at the same time, Battlefield 1 has released their trailer. Boy, people loved it. People absolutely loved it. Like, people were praising it, and because of that that even made shit even more worse for Call of Duty, because, like, hey, look at your competition. He's doing an amazing job. The setting, it looks amazing, and your trailer looks fucking shit. A lot of people hated it. Personally, for me, I was stubborn. I did not buy Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I had enough of Call of Duty back in the day. I had enough of repetition every single time, the same exact same thing over and over again. It was enough. I had enough. I didn't want to touch it. I didn't want anything futuristic. I love my games like very grounded, very modern, and in today's world, technology, not futuristic. I prefer it that way. Some people didn't. And a lot of people didn't buy this game. And it was basically a big fucking thing. And people actually, so remember when I said Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, you can only get it with Infinite Warfare pre-order. Call of Duty knew about this, so what they did is they bundled Modern Warfare with Infinite Warfare. If you pre-order this game, you'll be able to play Modern Warfare Remastered. So a lot of people pre-ordered it just to play the remastered version, Call of Duty 4 Remastered. Nobody wanted to play Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. People hated it. Personally, only thing I loved on Call of Duty Infinite Warfare when I finally bought it was the campaign. Not many people talk about this, and I think it is one of the most underrated Call of Duty campaigns out there. The campaign-wise, it was really well made. A lot of time went on it. It was absolutely amazing campaign, but not many people tried it out, and they did not care about this game. Nevertheless, to not drag it up, I'm just going to put it trash. I would love to put it on bad, and the reason why I want to put it a little bit more higher up is because of the campaign, which was really well made. But overall, the whole experience, from multiplayer to the maps to the whole movement system, it was trash. It was not good. It was a trash game. Getting a kill was not satisfying. Guns felt weak. Everything felt shit. And this is not how you make Call of Duty. I think this was one of the biggest downhill like Call of Duty ever been in such a long time, ever since the release. And it did still did so well, but yeah, it left a mark on Call of Duty because after this, they went back to the roots. Boots on the ground. And this is the first time where not Treyarch, it was Sledgehammer that came into the equation because they really advertised this game as boots on the ground. Like so many times when they announced this game, Call of Duty World War II, their main selling point was it's boots on the ground. It's back to classic Call of Duty. And yes, they went back to World War II. However, this game had problems. First of all, it was family-friendly World War II. I'll just say that. I'll say it again. Family-friendly World War II. If the campaign didn't really showcase the horrors of war, compared to World at War, it felt weak. And there was a lot of questionable multiplayer options that they've decided to implement. Like, they changed the class system where choosing a gun, choosing a thing, it was just so weird and it felt weak. I don't know, it was not my perfect. The campaign was mid. It was one thing though, they added the war mode. War mode as in like you keep pushing enemy forward and forward, you have to capture objective. Yes, let's build the bridge. Let's build the bridge. You still keep getting that fucking guy keep telling you to build the fucking bridge. And that kind of game mode was inspired by Battlefield 1 from the Operations game mode. Listen, it was okay game. It wasn't bad. It was mid. Yeah, it's between bad and mid, but I'll just put it mid. And also, I love how they decided to, because back in the day, Destiny was a massive hit for gamers. Destiny was out for the first time, and Destiny had this community hub where people would just see each other, see other people's gears. And you know what Call of Duty decided to do? They decided to add community hub, where when you start a game, you start in a area where you can see all other players and you can see them open loot boxes. Listen, this is the main case. Oh look, this guy's opening loot boxes. It did have its fun times, it did have its goes, but it was basically boring as fuck multiplayer game as well. I'm not gonna lie, I was so bored of it. I was done with this game so quickly, done the campaign, finished it, played 3 matches, and move on. That's it. Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I don't know what it is. I do not like Treyarch games. I don't like them. I do not like them. I might be biased. You might agree with it. You might disagree with it. I do not like Treyarch games. Personally, for me, I feel like Treyarch is the most greediest out of all of the 3 publishers that creates Call of Duty, like from Infinite Warfare to Sledgehammer. I think Treyarch is the most greediest and most toxic one out there. I'll tell you why. Again, it's got to do with microtransactions. They go crazy ham with it, bro. They go crazy because these guys it's one of the most toxic one. Like, they make it so predatory. They make it pay to win as possible. Like, Infinite Warfare was a shit game, but they made it even more fair. Like, I feel like Infinity Ward is more they're not consumer friendly, but they're more chilled when it comes to microtransactions. When it comes to Treyarch, every single one of their games are fucking predatory, bro. They always do it to manipulate you to buy this shit. That's what I think. But Call of Duty 4 was also controversial because Black Ops 4 was controversial because it came out with no single player. I believe, from what I remember, the drama back in that day, they had some sort of issues, like production issues, where they had to scrap the single player. They just put multiplayer, and I believe the single player was scrapped because of the blackout, the battle royale. Because back in this period of time, battle royale was popping off. Everybody, and when I say everybody, every single damn company wanted to make battle royale game because PUBG was popping off. PUBG was one of the most famous and most popular game out there, and guess what? Activision wanted to cash in, and they focused on their focus from single player to the battle royale, and because of that, they've fallen behind. They genuinely did fall behind, and it was actually a miracle that they actually created Blackout within one year or 1 or 2 years of period. It was genuinely genius way to do it, but it also brought bad memory to the multiplayer aspects of the game. First of all, obviously you had your typical, Call of Duty. Obviously you got so much transactions again. Right, they're going crazy with it. But I feel like Call of Duty Black Ops 4 was very predatory, but by also charging you the game for £60 full price, but also giving you less in terms of content compared to previous Call of Duties. So no single player game, only multiplayer, full of transactions, and then you got the blackout. So you get less, but you get to pay more. Doesn't make sense. Multiplayer aspects of the game, for me, like I said, man, I don't know why. I don't enjoy Treyarch games. I don't know. A lot of people love them. I personally don't enjoy them at all. For me, the multiplayer felt boring, it felt uninspired, and it felt rushed, and it felt incomplete. It just didn't feel good to me personally. Single player, it's not existing. Look, I'm just going to put this trash. It was fucking trash. Say whatever the fuck you want to do, but it's Black Ops, I don't care. Listen, I don't care. It's fucking trash. You get less fucking content and you give more money, and they, on top of it, add so much more transactions on top of it. It was fucking shady as fuck, bro. This is an unfinished game that sold on a full price. It is what it is. That's what it is. A full game with a fucking, what is it? Full price game with less, and it is what it is. And let's go back to what I was talking about, Battle Royale. So this was Call of Duty's or Activision's first attempt on trying Battle Royale game mode, Blackout. A lot of people enjoyed it, and it was actually refreshing. It was actually something new. Obviously, PUBG was not available on consoles back when this was out, So this kind of gave the console players their first PUBG taste. Obviously, I don't think Fortnite was popping off when this was out. I think Fortnite was coming on newly as well. So it was kind of a bit like a fresh um, mentality to come into. So it was kind of new and it was fun. It did have its problems. For example, I hated the fact that there was an armor system. So it would take forever to kill somebody. You had to spend like 1 or 2 max just to kill them. And that noise when you break their armor, it was so annoying. Like, bro, come on, man. Time to kill was really high. Like, it just took forever. But overall, it was fun. Now, a lot of people going to do revisionism. So they're going to say, yeah, Blackout was so much better than Warzone. Warzone is shit. No, Blackout was so much more better. Listen, Blackout was okay in terms of a battle royale, but it wasn't fantastic. It was an experiment. I'll just say that it was an experiment by Activision, and it worked out for what it was. It did attract a lot of players, a lot of content creators were making videos on it, but for me personally, it was okay. It wasn't bad. So I'll put this as... See, this is where I'm a bit like, I want to put it in between because it was mid, but it was good. Battle Royale, in terms of Battle Royale, it was mid. I'll just put it on mid. The reason for that one is it doesn't outdo Battle Royale. Like, in terms of Fortnite and in terms of PUBG, it wasn't there yet, but it did have its... this is where it set the ground, the foundations of the upcoming Battle Royales that Activision were going to do. And it was fun. It wasn't bad. It was okay. It was there for me. So, the thing is, I played a few times. I'd played plenty of times, but not as much as other people. But I enjoyed my time. I'll tell you that. Moving on. Let me see what we have here. There are some of them that I never tried, and I'm not going to put them. For example, I think this one was a Vita game. I never played it. I don't know. I think this was a PlayStation Vita Call of Duty. I never tried it. I never played it. I don't know about it. Okay, so the next on the list is Call of Duty, the Chinese version. I don't know what else to say about this, but I've only seen a video of somebody playing it. I don't think even this was even available on my country, EU. So what the Call of Duty Chinese version is basically... they created all Call of Duties from Call of Duty Modern Warfare till Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I believe. And they put it all together and made it a game. Free to play, but only in China. Because I believe in China, Call of Duties weren't available to play. Because they got this weird system in there. Personally for me, I've never played it. I've seen some videos of it. It's got its own crazy version of it, some crazy guns, some crazy skins. If it was for me, I'll put it in trash because of judging by the videos I've seen, but I've never played it, so I'm just going to put on never play. I'm not going to judge something I've never played, but I've seen it and it looks shit. I've seen some people enjoyed it, but it was basically an option for like a variation of options for Chinese people to play Call of Duty, and this was their only way to play. And yeah, they had fun. But let's get to the real deal. This game has revolutionized Call of Duty. There are some parts of Call of Duty that revolutionized. For example, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare has transformed the game. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 has transformed the game as well, but one of the biggest revolutions in the game was Advanced Warfare with jetpacks, which changed the game altogether. But this game here, some people loved it, some people hated it. I absolutely loved it. This brought the love that I have for Call of Duty back. This game has brought me back, not only me, but my friends. We went back in full fucking time. I don't remember playing any other Call of Duty that I've fucking enjoyed my time with. And this game has ticked every single boxes, from campaign, amazing missions, bringing back the old classic characters. And guess what? The amazing multiplayer. Subjective. Some people hated it. I loved it. But what I loved about this game is the realism it brought in. It was, I wouldn't call it a milsim. I wouldn't call it it's not a military simulator. It's pretty much has played it very seriously. It didn't implement stupid ass skins. It was basically revolutionized from all other Call of Duties, from engine updates, from the physics of the game, from the graphics. It looks fucking amazing. And I'm talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Nope, I'm not talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare that came out in 2007 that we've spoken about a lot of times. I'm talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 reboot. What this game done is, it brought all our favorite characters back, but implemented it, basically rebooted the whole Call of Duty, whole scenario. Obviously, some people can debate with it, like in terms of creativity, they had nothing and they were going bankrupt in creativity, so they had to bring the fan favorite characters back just to be more relevant again. Maybe true, but for me personally, I absolutely love this game. From, you know, they changed a lot, they added a lot of like abilities, like for example, you can reload while aiming your gun. The graphics look so much more better, and it started to become on par with more modern games. Like now, for the first time ever, people were comparing Battlefield versus Call of Duty graphics, and for the first time, Call of Duty was on some aspects, obviously still Battlefield was on another level, Call of Duty was trying to kind of compete in. There were some elements where Call of Duty looked so much better than the campaign. Don't forget about the campaign where you had to go and go through building to building with night visions. Like, that was intense. A lot of people have reacted to it. Even real life special forces have seen that and they were like, yeah, this is very accurate. This is how it is. Like, the accuracy is so fucking immaculate. Like, it was so well done. Then the multiplayer. Now, some people hated the multiplayer because more people started to camp. It wasn't as your typical Call of Duty because people think about it. With the jetpacks, we had like 3-4 years of jetpack gameplay. People were so used to now just running around like headless chicken, jumping around like a fucking lunatics with ADHD, just jumping around, running around and just gun and shoot. This game has changed the gameplay. You can't just now just run. You can still do that the same way, but more people were playing more slowly, and a lot of people hated that. Not many people love that aspect of this game. Personally, for me, I absolutely enjoyed it, man. It brought back the love I had for Call of Duty. The gameplay, the multiplayer was so amazing. The maps were a bit questionable. Maps, on the other hand, some of them were hit and miss at the same time. It wasn't the best maps ever, but I still enjoyed my time. I spent more time playing this game than all the other previous Call of Duties. I think the most I played was Advanced Warfare, and after that is, obviously I played all the other Call of Duties a lot as well, but I think this one was the most I spent with my friends, the time, and I think it's more of the longest I've played. There's a typical timeline of myself when I play Call of Duty. I can play it for 1 or 2 weeks, I would enjoy it, then after that it starts to get stale and I start to get bored. But this Call of Duty made me keep going. I enjoyed it, and I think one of the reasons I loved it so much is, obviously there's so many aspects of it, but one of the reasons were the realism. The way it's, how do you say, it's more catered to realism. So you didn't have these crazy stupid skins. Obviously there are some stupid crazy skins, but it was more of a tactical, realistic skins, and it felt like we're back to roots. We're back to where it all fucking began. Like, this is what people love. And obviously they didn't stick to that, but I love this game, man. The campaign was solid. Captain Price was back. The new voice actor done an amazing job. The music was a next level. I don't know. There's so much to say about this game. It genuinely changed Call of Duty. Now, that can be debatable. It changed it to good, and some people can say it changed it back, because let's be honest, this game came out in 2019, and until today, 2025, Call of Duty is still using the same formula that they used on this game. And in a way, that's a bad thing. In a way, it's a good thing. It's like a 50-50, right? But this game here, greatest of all time. It deserves to be there, and I wish Call of Duty kind of stuck with the same theme. And when I say the same theme, it's mostly what I'm talking about is realism. To the down of, like, you know, not some stupid ass. Like, for example, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, the new one, by the way, not the old one. After this reboot, like, you can play as fucking Mickey Minaj and all that kind of shit. Like, bro, they killed it. And I feel like the theme after this game has become more ridiculous, that they didn't even stick to it. It became more stupid, but it is what it is. And also, this game has introduced even bigger gamers, like bigger scale of games. Like, for example, the Ground War, it felt like a battlefield. Obviously, it's like a Chinese version of Timo, of Alibaba version of Battlefield, but it still gave you that option. Like, you can play like 64 people, or was it 100 people in one map? This is Call of Duty we're talking about. The new engine that they had for this, I think it's called the Modern Warfare engine, Modern Warfare, it was amazing. It transformed the game, the way it looks, the way it plays. It felt more realistic, and I can't have enough words to praise it, man. It's amazing. I love this game. It deserves to be on the greatest of all time. Absolutely amazing. But another amazing thing that came out right when this game came out was Warzone. Listen, Warzone, it's a debatable topic as well. Some people say it ruined future of Call of Duty with the multiplayer, but for me, it brought me back to the Battle Royale, to the point where no other Battle Royale has ever done this. At this point, you have to understand, Fortnite was popping off. Battle Royale, in terms of PUBG, was also popping off. It was already big, but Fortnite was massive. And Call of Duty needed something big to get out there as well. They had Blackout, but I feel like Blackout was experimental. But what Modern Warfare did was, it kind of nitpicked small bits from here and there. Like, for example, the respawning, which was possible, in which there was a respawn in another Apex Legends. Yes, Apex Legends were out at the same time. Even EA had a thing. So Apex Legends was the first one to implement respawn on Battle Royale. So what Modern Warfare did was, Warzone picked up some parts of Apex Legends, it picked up some parts from PUBG, it picked up some points from Fortnite. So what they came out with is their own version of Warzone, and it popped off. It was one of the biggest things in gaming. They were popping off, and rightly so. Verdansk was a fucking amazing map. It was free to play. You have to cater that one. In Blackout, you had to buy Black Ops 4 to be able to play it, but this time it was free to play. You had amazing engine, amazing guns, amazing, because you have to understand, when you shoot on Modern Warfare, so everything from Modern Warfare 2019 has transferred to Warzone. The gunplay was amazing. The map was amazing. The system they created, like the bounty system, going out there, like the gunplay, the movement, everything was amazing. You had a gameplay of cars, you had helicopters. It sounds like Battlefield. It genuinely is. It sounds like Battlefield, but it's not. And it transformed Call of Duty. To a good, maybe to a bad. It's debatable. But for me, I spent so much time playing it. It was so fun. I remember, you know, friends getting HDR. I got AX50. Man, sniping was amazing in this game. Genuinely, 2019 to 20 or something, until this game was like Warzone was popular, it was one of my favorite times of multiplayer gameplay. Like, I remember, man, all my friends joining up. I haven't had this much fun playing Call of Duty ever since like the original goated ones and the golden era of Call of Duty. And I think this one has brought a lot of people into it. Like, he had everything for everybody. You want to play Battle Royale? Hey, guess what? We have that. Do you want to play, you know, the single player like Modern Warfare? You have that. You want to play the multiplayer aspect? Obviously, you have to pay for that one, but it's there. You have it. It was amazing time, and a lot of people played it. I absolutely loved it. So that's the reason Warzone also deserves the greatest of all time. Now, wait, this is also mobile. You know what? You fucking trash. I never played it. I don't play Warzone. I don't play mobile, but Warzone deserves to go on greatest of all time, which is a bit shame because they ruined it. Obviously, this is Call of Duty we're talking about. This is Activision. Obviously, wasn't going to last long, but we will talk about that. Let's move on. Call of Duty Vanguard. Now, this was the next iteration after Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and it's gone back to the roots again, World War II. A lot of people hated it. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people hated it. I wouldn't say a lot of people loved it. Some people loved it. But for me, it felt a bit like, what the fuck? I love World War II games, but this felt very, very family friendly, even more family friendlier than World War II, Call of Duty World War II. It felt shit. Multiplayer was exactly a copy of Modern Warfare 2019, but it was mostly rebranded, let's just say, to Call of Duty World War II. But at the same time, it felt weird. There was so much stuff that it's like they created World War II. Do you remember how I talk about the realism of Modern Warfare? How it was very like, it's not milsim, but it was like all the authentic of the views of the game. It was like milsim, like realistic to the real world. Call of Duty Vanguard felt the opposite. It was World War II, but it didn't feel like World War II. The campaign was so weird. It genuinely was one of the weirdest and one of the most lacking fucking campaigns I've ever witnessed, bro. Like, that was so weak. It was so fucking weak. It was so bad. It was like this group of people from all kinds of countries, like Russia, like other people that come into it and they create this secret special forces, but it was forgettable. The campaign was shit. The missions were shit. It was so forgettable. It was so badly written. It was so bad. Multiplayer aspects, it was shit as well. It was boring. It was pretty much the same thing. So I'm just going to put it as trash. Call of Duty Vanguard was a trash game. It was trash, but at the same time, you have to understand. Now, linking it with Warzone, also Call of Duty Vanguard bought all the guns from Call of Duty Vanguard to Warzone, and this is when things started to get shitty, because now you are over bloated with a lot of guns, and now they also added a new map, Caldera, which is inspired by Call of Duty Vanguard, and that was a bit questionable. Some people hated it. I hated it as well. I prefer Verdant, and I don't know, man. It was genuinely a trash game. It was not good. It was just the same as shit. It's just World War II, and I think this was Sledgehammer who created it, and it wasn't good. It was shit. It was bad, and yeah, it just went downhill. But before Call of Duty Vanguard, I forgot to mention Call of Duty Cold War came out, which was another game from Call of Duty. What is it? Treyarch. Now, do you remember when I said I don't like any of the Treyarch games? Like, I don't know, I felt a lot of them are lacking on... It's lacking that magic. Call of Duty Cold War felt the same for me. It wasn't a bad game. I enjoyed my time. There was some sort of a tank gameplay. I actually posted that one. It got a lot of views. It was fun, but I did not enjoy it. I feel like I had a burnout. And when I say burnout, it was because I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare so much to the point where it felt like these games that's coming out next, it felt like a bit going backwards. I still prefer to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare compared to Call of Duty Cold War. The campaign was fun. We met with new playable, we've met with new characters like Elder. There was still a bit of that mindfuck elements on it that Treyarch loves to put on their single player games. It was fun. It wasn't a bad game. It wasn't bad. It was good. I'll say it was good. I'll say it was mid. I'll say it was mid. Hey, hate me all you want. I'm a Treyarch fucking hater. I'll say it was good. I'll say it's good. It wasn't bad. I didn't enjoy it. Listen, it's just mid. I it's just between here. It's mid and good. I always need to put something always there, but it was just missing the specialty, I don't know, the magic, the spark that Call of Duty Modern Warfare had. And just like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, Call of Duty Cold War was similar in terms of the way they structured the game. So it's basically bringing all the classic characters back from Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and it kind of, this time it wasn't remake. It's not like rebranded, like reboot. Let's just say it was mostly like continuation from Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Oh no, it was something like, it was a continuation or was it like a prequel? It was something like that. I think it was prequel from Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And campaign-wise, it was solid, but in terms of multiplayer, I felt like it felt short. It didn't satisfy me personally. I didn't enjoy my time. I didn't love the maps. I felt it was boring. I think this was one of the biggest, like, I spent £70, played the campaign. I played a few matches and I got bored and I just closed it. That's it, delete. And the only reason people were actually playing Cold War was so they can upgrade their guns. So you have to remember, the guns that you play on multiplayer, when you progress your guns on these multiplayer, they pass to Call of Duty Warzone. More people were playing Call of Duty Warzone back in this time. So what happened is, the only reason why people were jumping on these Call of Duties was so they can upgrade their guns, so they can go back to Call of Duty Warzone to have better guns, better attachments. That was on the point. So yeah, Call of Duty Cold War, mid. A lot of people are gonna hate me for this, but it is what it is. Moving on. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. A lot of people hate this game. Do you see the theme of this video? The golden times back in the time, a lot of people love this game. Then now the new games, a lot of people hate these games. And this is kind of a bit like the theme of these new games that Call of Duty are coming out. The people really hated this game because they took it to a next level in terms of realism. When I say realism, it's more like milsim. I feel like Infinity Ward has forgotten what made Call of Duty Call of Duty. They try to make it more realistic in terms of mechanics. So, for example, I believe they were going against of adding minimap. So, Call of Duty with no minimap, like what the fuck? People they added really questionable stuff in there that people hated. And the maps were so badly designed as well. There was no memorable map, so people were hating them. I believe there was one map that was set in a border, so there were so many cars. It's poorly designed game. It's basically continuation from the Modern Warfare reboot, but it done everything Call of Duty reboot done. It done even worse. So let's start off with skins. It went crazy. It first started like serious, then it went all crazy, but then it is what it is, okay? They make stupid skins, people buy them. Nobody's going to change it. Call of Duty has always been full of crazy skins, so it is what it is. But it just didn't hit the spot with this game. A lot of people hated it because of some of the stuff they added in that didn't make sense to be in the Call of Duty. The gunplay pretty much was the same as Modern Warfare. I don't know, man. But at the same time, it just didn't feel like its own game. It was basically a crappy version of the Modern Warfare reboot. It basically felt like a crappy version of Call of Duty reboot. And the campaign was okay. It wasn't as special. I don't know. For me personally, I played it. Then again, like I said, like Call of Duty Cold War, I pretty much left it. I didn't play much. I didn't enjoy my time playing this game. It was boring. It was chore. The maps was shit. I'm just going to put in bad. Now, it does some stuff good. For example, on a campaign, the captures, like the graphics look amazing, but and it introduced us to our favorite fan, characters. But yeah, man, it just went shit. And guess what went to shit? Call of Duty Warzone. Because with this game, when this Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 reboot came out, it also changed Call of Duty Warzone. They implemented Call of Duty Warzone 2. Is that what it was called? Yeah, Call of Duty Warzone 2. So they implemented all the tools and all the elements from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 to Call of Duty Warzone. So they changed the engine. Engine felt a bit more shit. They added a new map, and it just felt but the most important thing is they changed Call of Duty Warzone. So they added backpack. They made it more weird, and they made it a bit more complicated. They changed the whole game. People loved the simplicity. That's the reason they preferred Call of Duty Warzone over other battle royales. It was simple to play. You still got that battle royale experience, but you got a shitter version of it. I don't know the obsession with Infinity Ward, that they wanted to make it a bit more like a mil sim, but they kind of failed at doing it. I'm the type of person, I love mil sim games. I love mil sim games like Arma, Reforger, Insurgency, Sandstorm. I love those kind of games, but they failed. They had the foundations for Warzone, but they fucked it up. Instead of carrying it from there, they changed it so much to the point it felt bad. It felt like a chore to play, and they lost a lot of players because of this. Overall, for me, I'm not gonna fucking brag on it, but I played Warzone 2, but not as much. And then they even made the new map now, like Uzbekistan. It's shit. It went to shit. Let's not even talk about the cheaters. Even more shit, because the cheaters are fucking rampant in this game. So this game deserves to be on trash. They ruined Warzone. I can't believe how a lot of people love the Warzone, the original Warzone. The engine felt so much better. The movement felt so much better. Then they fuck it up so bad. There is a saying, if something's not broken, don't try to fix it. They try to fix something that's not broken. They changed so much stuff to the game that it was basically foreign. Like, they didn't even add one, like, for example, loadouts was a massive thing on Call of Duty Warzone. They removed loadouts on the thingy. They obviously added it back. So I love how they went, they turned around and they reverted all the fucking things that they changed now. Like, in the current system, everything that they added on Warzone 2, they changed it back to the original. And they lost a lot of players because of this. They lost a big chunk of players because they fucked up. They tried to fix something that's not broken. I don't get it why they decided to do that, but it is what it is. I've got a few things here that I've never played. I don't know why this Modern Warfare 3 is here again. So I'll just do never played. I never played this one. Is this Modern Warfare 2 remastered where you can only play the campaign? I guess it's great because you can play the graphics, like the graphics is improved, but yeah. Call of Duty Zombies, as in this kind of relates back to this one as well, right? So I'm not going to do these Call of Duty Zombies, Call of Duty thingy. So let's go with, I'm just even going to remove this, but yeah, let's go with the next installment, Modern Warfare 3. So straight after Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 came out, and yeah, they fucked it up. They fucked it up. So back to back, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 was a bit weird. Usually it's Call of Duty Modern Warfare, then Black Ops. It's like Infinity Ward, then Treyarch, then Sledgehammer. But there's something going on with the, what is it? Building the game. There was so many dramas, I guess, like inside drama. So what happened is Sledgehammer decided to continue with Modern Warfare, and let's not even talk about the campaign. They butchered it. The campaign is, I believe it was because, I can't really blame Sledgehammer, because I think Activision gave them 1 year to bring out a new game. 1 year to make this whole game. In terms of campaign, it was so bad, it was laughable. It was so bad. It was genuinely, it was one of the most comical, fucking absolute joke ever. Like, they should have not just even done it. It could have just been like Black Ops 4. They could have been just said, fuck it, but they added something that's butchered the story. So they butchered the whole Modern Warfare story. Like, for example, Ramirez, or what was his name? You kill him in Modern Warfare 2, then suddenly he's alive in Modern Warfare 3. And they've been doing this a lot. It doesn't make sense. It's like, wait, you're in a tank. I destroyed the tank exploded. And the guy's like, oh, I wasn't inside a tank. Excuse me? The plot line also followed Modern Warfare 2's plot line, the rockets. There was a rockets that the enemy terrorists are captured, and you have to fight. Bro, it was comical. It was so bad that it's actually fucking comical. Like, Jesus Christ, man, that was so bad. What they sucked at was that, but in terms of multiplayer, it was one of the most fun multiplayer I had ever since Modern Warfare original. And the whole reason for that is because of nostalgia. Again, Call of Duty done something good, and I'm enjoying it. And you know why? It's because they brought back the old classic Modern Warfare 2 maps. So on the launch, every single map that was on Modern Warfare 3 was basically a remaster of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 maps. So you see why I enjoyed it in terms of maps, because the OG maps were fucking golden. And they brought them back. Like, for example, Rust, we had Wasteland, we had Vazillia, everything was back. It was basically like playing Modern Warfare 2 remastered, if that makes sense. Obviously, more balanced. And on the other hand, the guns felt good. I don't know, man. Multiplayer, I loved it. I spent so much. I think this is one of the first Call of Duties I've actually played the multiplayer so long, to the point where I've actually unlocked the what is it? The camos for the whole guns. I've got the latest, like the challenge. I forgot the name of the challenge, but I've got the fucking camo for every single gun. So I made every single gun gold and diamond, including the knife. This is one of the games I've ever done, and it was so fun. I enjoyed the multiplayer aspects. In terms of skins, it felt like a fucking joke, but it was fun. And for that, I'm going to put it as good. Look, I can put it on great, but because of that single player, it was so butchered. It was bad. But compared to Modern Warfare 2, which was so fucking shit to play, Modern Warfare 3 reverted all those clunkiness of Modern Warfare 2 to make it more fun. As in, for me, I can put it on great, but because of that campaign, it just goes back to good. But I enjoyed my time on the multiplayer aspects. And shout out to Raven and Sledgehammer, because what they did is they've done everything the bad Call of Duty, Infinite Ward has done in Modern Warfare 2 to reverse it, to make it better. Even on Warzone. Warzone was a shithole to play on Call of Duty 2. It was basically, they made the game so much unfun, boring, fucking hideous. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 changed everything. They brought back the old classic system back. And the multiplayer was so much fun. We got the classic maps. They obviously added so much more maps afterwards. But, hey man, it is what it is. It deserves to be more higher up, but like I said, because of that obnoxious fucking piece of shit campaign that they've tried to do, I'm gonna put it in good. And you have to shout, like I said, these people only had 1 year to put something together, because Activision is a fucking greedy cunt. Instead of giving a break or making something good, they have to put something out because they're greedy as fuck. That's what it is. And for the last long, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Another Treyarch game. Is he going to give it bad? Listen, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 started really well. I enjoyed my campaign on it. A lot of people bragged about it. The campaign is really amazing. It's so good. It does have its moments. But it had one of the weakest fucking villains in the campaign. It genuinely had one of the weakest villains. At the end of the day, I'm like, huh? Why are people praising this shit? It's not as good. It genuinely is not as good, but people praise it. Campaign was okay, but it's not as good as other people were praising it. I don't know. As a person who played all the other campaigns of Call of Duty, this was one of the he had one of the weakest storyline, plot line, and he had one of the weakest fucking villain out there. It was stupid. Second of all, multiplayer. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it. It was boring. Now, a lot of people were praising, like, the multiplayer is amazing. I don't know. Do I see something that do other people see something in Treyarch games that I can't see? Because multiplayer-wise, like, ever since Modern Warfare, after Modern Warfare, it felt shit. It felt uninnovative. It just felt like Modern Warfare, but worse version. It just felt the same, but with a different skin. It's becoming stale. It's becoming shit, and I did not enjoy my time. It was boring. The maps were shit. The maps were boring. Multiplayer was, again, it was used for Warzone to level up your guns, because all those guns that went to Warzone. Campaign was forgettable. Some parts were really nice and amazing. Some parts were just like, what the fuck? Is this it? The multiplayer is boring. So what am I gonna give Black Ops 6? Bad. Listen, agree or disagree? It fucking belongs in bad. And like I said, it doesn't innovate. It just does exactly the same thing as others, but it does it worse. With shitter maps, shitter guns, shitter fucking management, shitter fucking shit. It just shit. People love to fucking praise Treyarch as the best Call of Duty creators, but they are not. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. They are not. I'd rather prefer fucking Infinity War do something than Treyarch. I do not like Treyarch. I don't know why. As in, I do know why. I find their fucking games a bit more boring compared to the other Warzones. Other Call of Duties. I feel like people kind of over-exaggerate them. And people forget, I know a lot of people are going to say Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was amazing, what the fuck are you playing it there for? But you have to understand, they are predatory practices, transactions, loot boxes, pay to win. They're fucking on it. And with Call of Duty, obviously, Call of Duty, what is it? Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has the same system as, Battle Pass system. You can unlock stuff for free, which is good. But it just felt short, and it just felt boring, and it just felt lacking in fun, I'll say. It just got stale for me so quickly. I played maybe a few days, and after that I was just like, okay, this is a bit boring. And ever since, I think for past 1 year now, I didn't touch it. Not 1 year, maybe like 6-7 months, I didn't touch it. And I don't want to touch it. And I'm thinking to download Modern Warfare to go play that one instead, because 2019, because yeah, I had fun in that one. I need to go back to that game. But overall, like I said, this is my thoughts. I do have some more on the bottom here, but these are zombies and the same as other stuff. So listen, let me know what you agree with. Let me know what you don't agree with. Keep it simple. It's personal opinion. I know there's going to be some Call of Duty there that you really love, that should have been on the greatest of all time. And I'm telling you, I know a lot of people are going to say Black Ops 3, but I personally feel I have my own reasons why I put it there, and I felt like it was shit. It is shit, so be lucky that I put it in bad and not trash. But yeah, like, subscribe. Cheech.